So today we have with us Miss Soda with us, who is an environmentalist and she has been working with Elixir Foundation since a very long time. So please, ma'am, tell us something about yourself.
So, hello, this is Krishna, and I am an environment specialist here, and I handle all the Earth Day network programs here. By profession, I'm a climatologist, and I'm working on climate modeling and working on the Gujarat coastline for now, doing research on it, and making mathematical and statistical data. And I come from a physical sciences background, so I have this expertise of physical sciences as well. So I'm more inclined to oceanography and other climate aspects. So yeah, that's me.
Thank you so much. So first question is that we've seen that in news also we heard that this year in February we're the highest average temperature, and we've seen this since many years we have seen this climate adversity. Now a layman won't understand how is all this is happening. So we want to know from a specialist that why are we having such adverse climate situations in these past few years.
So first of all, let me just tell you what climate change is. So climate change is a long-term change in the weather patterns. Like it doesn't count 10 year to 20 year. It is about minimum limit is 30 years of time. So when the climate changes, it means it has been changing for more than 30 years. So recently we might have seen extreme climate events, floods, droughts, forest fires, and all of those rising sea levels
Yes.
and coral bleaching, global warming. All these are like climate change is an umbrella term, and under which it has this implications of climate change. So it started with industrial revolution, and as in when we saw more and more emissions, then this word comes GHG, greenhouse gases. So there are so many greenhouse gases, but the major six Kyoto greenhouse gases are CH4, methane, carbon dioxide, SF6, HFCs, PF6. So all of these are more of technical, what do you say, and most of all carbon dioxide. So these all are the gases that causes climate change. Climate change is a natural process, but we humans are accelerating it. So humans are accelerating the rate of climate change. पहले भी climate change हो ही रहा था, पर अभी क्या हो रहा है कि it is accelerating at a rate that we no longer can make it a natural term. It has been modified and it has been accelerated by humans.
So my second question to you is that we've heard that in the previous decade we had heard the news that there is an ozone layer covering the entire Earth atmosphere. But over Australia specifically, there was a huge depletion or maybe an ozone layer over the Australian continent. And we had seen that because of that depletion in the ozone layer, which protects the humans from the harmful UV rays, a lot of people in Australia were suffering through skin cancer. So, but nowadays scientists have been saying that we have been able to recover that layer and now the ozone layer isn't depleting anymore. So, would you like to put in some things on it?
So there are this two things that happened with, like when the ozone was depleting, everyone was talking about global warming and everything that was happening around in those 1800s and 1900s. So what happened was that when we had those ozone layers, we had scientists doing all the experiments, balloon experiments and all of that on the glaciers, near the glaciers on North Pole and South Pole. So they had these things, and then after major discovery and after having solid things, NASA gave a statement that this is real. Climate change is real and these holes are real. So what they did was they came up with this Montreal Protocol. And Montreal Protocol was one of the biggest environment policy that more than 190 countries approved, and everyone cut down their chlorofluorocarbons that came from air conditioners and refrigerators. So that was the main thing, that was the first law that came in, and they phased out. Phasing out of chlorofluorocarbon happened, and they completely phased them out, and they came up with two other chlorofluorocarbons, that is hydrofluorocarbon and perfluorocarbon. They came up with that. So that is a real thing. And after phasing out, there were no harmful ozone depleting gases there. So it started recovering. First one was the Montreal Protocol, and then it has been said that it recently got recovered more. So then came lockdown during the COVID pandemic.
Yes. A long
major transportation and everything was closed.
Tougher industries
So
also
yeah,
were
so
closed,
if
yes.
there is no emission, then nothing will go up into the stratosphere and in the ozone. So they will not break down.
So we can say that COVID was a boon in disguise.
Yeah, because we humans are causing it. So
Right.
अगर हम लोग ही अंदर
Right.
जेल में है तो who will do the emission?
Yes.
So that proved two things, that humans are the main cause of climate change, and if we stay inside our homes, earth can be more greener. So that can be the thing. So that will be
Okay.
my answer.
Yeah. So my second last question of this entire interview is that we've seen that, as you mentioned, that we had this Montreal Protocol. Like a lot of countries had signed it. A lot of countries might have ratified it. We had the Paris Agreement, with lot of agreements going on since the last 2 decades. But we see that these policies, all the countries have been agreeing to the policies, but we haven't been able to see a huge change in the environment. We haven't been able to see a huge change in the climate of these different countries. Instead, we're seeing that the climate is getting more adverse. So what is the main reason why, even after making such good policies, countries have to face such huge climate adversity?
So I'll give you a simple example of India. So if we have this policy, Paris Agreement, and we have this Kyoto Protocol phasing out of all the gases, 6 Kyoto gases till 2030.
Right.
So and more years. So they had this target of 2020, then they make it to 2030.
Yes.
So the thing is that India is a vast country with various climatic zones. So if there are many climatic zones, one policy would not work for all the 29 states
Definitely.
of India. So then I'll break it down to state wise. So if I have this Gujarat state,
Yes.
so if I have this one policy made by climate change department here in Gujarat, will it work for all the states, all the districts? No, because only in one state we have these 2 zones where we have dry forest one side, and one side we have coastline. So one policy would not work. We would have specialized policies. We would need specialized people such as climatologists and various every single sector comes in, and they have to make policy according to the state, according to the, make it more like taluka wise, हर जगह पे वो
Yes.
हो. तो हर एक जगह, जैसे कि ग्राम पंचायत है हमारे यहाँ पे, तो ग्राम पंचायत के अलग रूल्स है यहाँ पर. तो we can have it to that ground level, because the most minorities are facing the climate issues, whether we are the ones who are creating climate change or we are the ones who is amplifying it, and the most diverse or the vulnerable communities are facing it. So that's why I just want to say that policy should be till the grassroots
Right.
levels. So that's why it is been failing, because we are not having it till the ground.
We cannot have a uniform policy. That is what you mean
We
to say.
would require unique, because it is a diverse thing. Just in one
Very
country.
subjective to each
region.
Yes,
It is
definitely.
region, because climate हर जगह का अलग है.
Yes.
So we need climate policies.
Right. So my last question is for all the laymen out there who want to help the environment but don't know how to help them. So like, being an environmentalist, studying climatology since a long time, how can a layman in his day-to-day activities help or do such activities or take care of certain things because of which we do not face such climate impact in the future?
So first of all, it's like making awareness and talking about it, like
Yes.
you and me are doing, and shout out to the colleges who are making it
Right.
more, like when you have this environmental law subject, then you think about climate change. If you
Right.
didn't have the subject, you won't think about it.
Definitely.
So the thing is, having it in the curriculum, having been talking about it, and secondly doing it, practicing it in our daily lives. For example, my colleague Niyati brings her own bottle. So that's a big thing, because she denies one plastic bottle, and one plastic bottle takes 1,000 years to decompose.
Right, definitely.
And then there are various examples. So when I joined office, I used to come with a bicycle. Then they used to ask me, why do you come with a bicycle? Then I gave them all this carbon footprint thing. Then my another colleague Ashish, he also came by my bike one day. एक दिन के लिए लाया, पर वो लाया एक दिन के लिए my bike. Then he started using stairs. Using stairs is the easiest thing you can do. Fit भी रहोगे, you can be fit as well as you can save energy. So he started doing that. Then everyone in the office started doing that. It's more like you can do a lot alone. Bringing your own water bottle, having your own lunch dabba. I used to carry this dabba with me every time. And college के सामने we have these stalls. So when you deny that plastic का plate, they are like, ma'am, so they are so happy when you do that. And then I saw this one influencer doing that. She took her cup to Starbucks, and Starbucks staff was so happy. So it starts with very
Small
little
things, yes.
smallest of small things. It's like using like when you use a deodorant, you can opt for a deodorant which has no aerosols in it. When you buy plastic bottle के नीचे there is this grading 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yes,
5
yes.
BPA free
Yes.
and others 5, 6, 7. So when you have these plastic bottles 1, 2, 3 they are recyclable. HP मतलब high density plastic है तो recyclable है. जो recyclable नहीं है वो use ही नहीं करना है.
Right.
So you can start saying no to things. No to plastic, no to plastic cutlery. Doing all of that very simple small things.
I've seen a lot of cafes have started using those paper straws also, so that to eliminate
Yeah.
plastic straws.
You can also do that. You can say no to even a paper straw. अभी है ना, you have this steel का straw available.
अच्छा.
So you can use that and you can even wash it. So
Okay.
it can be used. And then after washing it, RO के पानी जो है in our department in my college, they use this RO water to have this whole garden, and this garden is like 3, 4 बहुत 3, 4 बहुत दूर तक है, वो पता नहीं एरिया कितना है, पर 2-3 रूम बड़ा तो है. तो पूरा बॉटिकल गार्डन सिर्फ RO के पानी से चलता है. तो यू कैन यूज योर RO का पानी गार्डनिंग के लिए, क्योंकि RO के पानी में वो वेस्टेज वाला मिनरल्स वगैरह चला जाता है. तो वो गार्डनिंग में यूज करो. ये रीयूज योर वाटर, रिसाइकल योर वाटर. You can do so many things. Like start with taking your own bag to grocery stores.
Yes.
पैसे भी बचेंगे. You can also save plastic.
Right.
So that's what everyone can do. Talk about it. Like.
Yes. Thank you so much for having our questions answered. We'll try that we reach out to more and more people. We show this video. We make them more aware how we can bring small tiny habits into our day-to-day life and bring so much into the climate. Thank you so much.
Thank you.